Hey there, it's Brittany Chavers and I'm back with Jesse James Beads today, and we're going to be using this Color Trends mix in Lily. It's a nice bright pink and purple, and we're going to make a cute little necklace and a pair of earrings. Now the necklace is going to use a technique that I've used recently in a Jesse James Beads earring video, and a little bit of a technique from the recent Galentine's Day video. From the mix, we want to grab a flower and this really cool emerald cut shape. We have this flower that's kind of like a marguerite, so the hole is through the middle of the flower instead of vertical. I have some 26 gauge artistic wire from Beadalon, and I'm going to cut maybe 10 inches or so. Sometimes I cut a little bit extra just to make sure that I have enough for my project. So I'm going to string on my rectangle, and I'm going to bring both ends of my wire together. And I'm going to bring that rectangle down to the middle of my wire. And the wire that's on the outside of the bead, I'm going to wrap just a couple times around the wire that's coming through the middle of the bead. And this is pretty easy to do with 26 gauge wire. You probably won't need a tool just because it's easier to work with. Now I'm going to take my flower and I am going to take the whichever wires in front of the other one and stick it through the front of the flower. And I'm going to take the other wire and stick it through the back. And they're both going to come out the top. So we're going to have one coming out the front, one out the back, and then they're both going to come up to the top of that flower. And then I'm just going to kind of move that flower back and forth by pulling on my wires until I get my wire down here the length that I'd like it. So I'm going to pull it just a little bit more. There we go. And I want the point is going to settle down towards the base of the earring, or base of the charm. And then I'm going to start a twist here and grab it with my nylon jaw pliers so it'll give me a better grip. Just straighten out those wires a little bit. Give me a better grip up here. And then I'm going to start twisting. And if you watched either the Galentine's Day video or the more recent earring video from Jesse James Beads, you'll have seen that I've used this technique, and I actually just unraveled it down here, but we're going to keep twisting and it'll just start twisting the other direction. Grab it right there, start twisting, and then kind of move up my pliers and keep going. And then we'll start getting a twist all the way up the wire, and that makes your 26 gauge into a thicker wire so it's strong enough for me to wire wrap and create a loop at the top. You'll just do that until you're satisfied. I'm going to take a round nose plier, a pair of pliers, and hold it right there. Bend my wire back, bend it forwards, reposition my pliers, bend it back again, and then I'm just going to wire wrap that loop closed by grabbing the loop and pulling the wire around with my fingers. I'm going to make sure that my flower is facing the front, snip in the back, and then I am going to take my pliers, grab that wire that's on the outside of the rectangle, and just give it a little twist to tighten that up so it's not flopping around in the back. And we have a cute little dangle. Here we go. Oh, and I'm going to trim that a little bit closer. All right. Now I'm going to do that 4 times. We have our 4 pieces. There were four of each of these in that mix, the Color Trends mix. And then I have some thunder polish beads, and you can use whatever color floats your boat. I'm going with gold today, but there are a lot of different colors on jessejamesbeads.com. And I am going to put 5 in between each one of these flowers. and then 2 on the outside of each flower. I have some soft flex wire in purple amethyst. And I'm gonna grab some other beads from the mix and start stringing. So I have 3 of these hot pink beads. I'm gonna string those on. I have a bead cap, a purple frosted glass bead. I'm going to put on another thunder polish. It's a really fun polymer clay bead. Another thunder polish, and then another purple bead. And what I've done with those 2 thunder polishes is kind of framed that polymer clay bead to make it more of a focal at that point in the necklace. And then I'm going to put on another bead cap. And here's where I'm going to string my flowers. So I'm going to put on 2 thunder polish, and then the flowers. Once I have all of my flowers strung, I'm going to repeat this pattern, but I've decided to add in a little blue crystal. So I'll just come on this side and put a crystal there once I finish the other side of the necklace. Okay, I have some enamel chain from Jesse James Beads, and I'm going to crimp onto the enamel chain from my soft flex. I'm going to grab a crimp tube and slide my soft flex through the end of my enamel chain and then back through that crimp tube. And then back through a couple of these beads. I'll take my crimping pliers and move that crimp bead down a little bit, and then we'll just squish like that. Turn 90 degrees and squish again. And then one more time. I'll move all my beads down and duplicate that step on the other side. And then we will just trim off the wires on either side, and I'll find a clasp. So I have a lobster clasp and some jump rings. I got some smaller jump rings out because the holes in the chain are a little small, but you should be able to fit a standard jump ring through. And I'll go ahead and thread that on and close that up. And then I'll attach my larger jump ring to the other side using a smaller ring as well. And the fun thing about this necklace is you can make it any length. Mine is pretty short, but I think it would be a good stacker necklace with some longer chain, or however you'd like to showcase it. And then we'll make a pair of matching earrings, and I'll include some photos at the end of the video so you can see the finished product. But aren't those little pendants super duper cute? And you can make as many or as few as you want, but I loved the look of them with those pretty crystals. We're going to use this little tassel, a hot pink frosted glass bead, another polymer clay bead, crystal rondelle spacer, a glass bead, a metal spacer, and another crystal. So I'm using some 22 gauge wire for this. This is German style bead-along wire. I'm just going to cut a length. We're going to do a pretty simple earring, but it's going to be pretty impactful because it's bright colors and pretty long. So I'm going to do a little wire wrapped loop here. And I'm going to load on my pink bead, my spacer, and my polymer clay. And I'm going to do another wire wrapped loop at the top. And then I am going to grab just another quick length of the German style wire, and I'm going to do another wire wrapped loop. And I'm going to put on my blue bead, my spacer, and my pink bead. And then here we're going to start the wire wrap loop. But I'm not going to close it yet until I attach it to my other link. So I'll snap that in place. Make that loop a little tinier. There we go. And then wire wrap this closed. And then the good thing about these little tiny tassels is you can open that up, slide it right on, and then you have a cute dangle earring, a shoulder duster, if you will. We will put on our ear wire. And here we go. Such a cute, this is making me wish for summer. This cute pair of earrings and this sweet little necklace. And of course, I'll include some photos at the end. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Jessie James Beads for having me back. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.